Could you make more exaggeration on in the first two lines where you're making the crescendo to the and then you're pulling back? Otherwise, you can't melt back down to in the sequences. You know all those sequences. You know you start soft, right? It's getting higher now. This is the peak. Then you're gonna pull it all down. So you really have to be convincingly making the crescendo up so you can really draw it back down. Everything about that was better than what I heard before. Plus, you didn't stab at your thumbs this time. When you got to thumb notes, you know, you didn't crash down on them. You were rolling motion, right? Every time you got to a thumb, it was much better. Right. Also sequences. You know, whenever you have sequences, you have to pull down the second one. If it's a step down, pull it down in dynamics. Here's what I mean. Sequence. See what I did? I pulled down the sequence. Do you see what I mean by sequence?
Yeah, on that fourth line. That's
right.
That's
it would be when I got to 7 and 8, I pulled that down from what I heard before. Here's the first statement. Sequence. That's what I mean. That was a sequence just now. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't mean the longer sequences in the beginning where, you know, you're going higher and higher, right? And then you're falling down in sequence. But sometimes you have smaller boxes of sequences, like 2 measures of something, and then you add 2 measures. Get to the end of page 1, you should have pulled down your sound, your tone. You should have melted into the B flat major cadence, which is the dominant chord, right, of E flat, yes? So you need a little more nuance. So here you're more sound. Answer. See what I mean? Now. Go back to doing things like, remember, everything's horizontal. See this, horizontal, everything is rolling horizontal. Now the other thing you need to do is convince me that there are 2 lines upstairs. Sometimes I think that the soprano and the alto are running into each other. Well, you got to be careful when you do this. Watch. There, underneath. Da, 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 dee, 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 dee. Underneath. Da, 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 da. Underneath. Da, 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 dee. Underneath. Da, da, da. Underneath. Make me aware there's 2 levels on top. They're not running into each other with the same sound. Otherwise, I don't know there's 2 voices upstairs. It needs a little bit more emphasis. So deeper, a little deeper on the upper voice and lighten the arm weight on the lower voice.
And I do really try and do that. So, but here's what, to me, it sounds like I end up banging the top note
Well,
because
you can't do that either. You have, well, we know how to do that. We use wrist. The wrist avoids that, doesn't it? Like here, yes? How do we do it? From below. We drag the notes with dead weight arms. We drag them. Right? Can you hear how?
I am really trying.
Better, but that's already better. That's better than before.
Hard.
Because before you do a lot of this kind of finger snapping. And the finger snap, if you like that kind of Bach, I don't like finger snapping Bach, but especially for this, because it's so smooth and rolling. It's broken chords, like Murray says, very harmonic.
Yeah, you know,
It's
piece.
all the da, da, dee. This is my interpretation. Da, da, dee, da, dee, dee, dee. Answer. Now here you have to be really be soft, right? You have to really, modulate your arm weight as you go.
Yeah.
The flowing, floating, broken chords, like you do arpeggios. It was rolling, curvy, floaty sound, and that's what you want. Plus, you lightened up the alto, so I heard that the alto was separate from the soprano. That's about what it amounts to, doesn't it? And at the very end, I would pull it back down. I really would, skew it down to the cadence, because it's falling back down again, isn't it? It totally relaxes in, doesn't it? It relaxes in, right at the cadence. So you really have to say, you're sighing to this dominant cadence. But it's really relaxing your arms. Just let your arms hang and relax the end. Yeah, we were talking before about pedal. You don't want to, especially at this cadence, there's too many steps to get involved with pedal, right? I didn't even use any pedal. Again, you shouldn't be left with this. It's sounding all the way, right? That's what's carried on. Here, a pure chord, double root, third, fifth root, triple root. You've got a triple root.
So you got that.
Right. I think I would want to hear the B flat on top ringing through, I think. Wouldn't you? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We would play that B flat here softer. Actually, it's this. That's how I would do it. Hear it? I'd play this less over here, this bass note less, because I still want to hear the B flat on top ringing through the tie. Nice balance at the end, and we hear the balance of the chord go. Good. Now, as far as pedaling, let's see. Pedal, pedal. Not much pedal. Pedal off. Pedal off. Very little pedal. You shouldn't over pedal this. It's
okay. Then maybe I should just keep doing it without it. Then
for now, yeah. You got to be careful that you can over pedal this. In the second half, I noticed Murray on the repeat of the second half goes into that very double P. He goes. Am I right? Is that what he does? Upper voice, inner voice. Just be careful again of the dichotomy between the soprano and the alto voices. That you really make me know there are two levels of voices. What are you going to do with that sequence? That's a sequence you just played, is it right? So you played 17 and then 18 sequence that relates to 17. How are you going to relate them? Dynamic changes.
it seems like on 17 it drops back, and then it I don't know, but I mean,
hey, you can experiment. Answer. I would do it softer. I I would do the sequence softer because it's falling down lower ultimately, is it not? The whole piece is a floaty piece. Just weave it. Do a lot of rolling and weaving. Right, you need to follow the soprano and make sure the alto isn't becoming part of the soprano. Yeah, so this other place I have, it sort of has a little stem down where it's optional. So I do this. I do that. I do. I hold. Resolve to there, under, and resolve to there, bring out the B flat, roll to the da da dee. Roll into the less, bring out. There you go.